This message is for our black brothers and sisters, African American, the American ones, the ones who grew up in America like I did, born and raised. Listen, my American brothers and sisters, we always talk about that our culture is gone. You know who's been destroying our culture? Well, it's racism though, but we have been allowing it to be destroyed because every time somebody mentions slavery, we get rid of stuff. You know what we should start doing? We got to go back to, people press challenges. I think we should start the challenge back calling each other a black woman sister and a black man brother. It's empowering, If a black man call you brother, you know, hey my brother, how you doing? Good morning, my brother. And call a black woman sister, good morning, sister. How you doing? Do you know it changes something inside of them? Because we have becoming lost, I was born after they killed King, and I believe that they're destroying his dream. The setup was when he was up there, they got a little bit of athletes, and even when Malcolm X threw some athletes up in there, and comedians, and some people that that is hired. And when I say they, I'm not talking about the normal white person that be struggling and grinding like we are. I'm talking about the ones in charge, and may not even be in the government. They're just another entity, but the ones in charge to keep everybody separate, to keep the separation between us, our hearts, that envy going. They know how to use that envy well. But what I'm trying to say is, we used to talk about like eating chitlins, ham hocks, and black eyed peas, collard greens. You know, we changed the way we ate food and stuff and say, oh, that was slave time. That's slave food. Who eats the guts of hogs? And I'm hearing the youth saying that. And I'm hearing some people, they put it on the net, they start talking about it, and they kept us away from it. And I see, it gave you high blood pressure, diabetes, and people, that was so much for people back in the days. Excuse me, I'm telling you, they had one person in your family that had diabetes, and they used to call it sugar, the sugar. It was just one person. It wasn't like no little babies coming out diabetic and shit like that. Don't start saying, oh, because they didn't know. That was bullshit. It wasn't back then. They are effing with the food. And I tell you, it's the cigarette companies bought they bought the food companies because they got caught with the cigarettes, that the cigarettes was bad. So RJ Reynolds, and what's the other one? They all bought food company, bought Nabisco, you know, and now they control the food. They control the insurance for the medical insurance and stuff like that. So you got all the scientists used to do all the cigarette stuff. So why not mess with the food, and then make the insurance not be able to cover the food, cover the illness that the food gives you? Hey, I'm just saying. But they say, oh, don't eat that, don't eat that. But you go look at some hard chips. Go look in the store and see how much it costs a pound. You'd be like, what the hell? Who's eating it? Why is it cost damn near $10 a pound? America supply and demand. You don't use it, the price goes down. Exactly. People stop buying Coca-Cola because they say there's gonna be chips in the soda, right? What's they call them? Uh, the the robots, the little robots, microbots. So I'll catch it. But they say, oh, Microsoft gonna put those bots in there, and since they joined up with Coca-Cola. You look at Coca-Cola in the store now since nobody been buying it. Giving away $3 $4. Pepsi's still the same, but Coca-Cola went down in the percentage. Yo, I'm telling y'all something. Black folks used to call it soul food back in the days, right? And We was the better athletes and everything. We used to run faster, stronger for no damn reason. Where do you think that shit came from? What we ate and how it was cooked. You know, we're talking about slave food. Get the hell out of here, y'all. Let me tell you something. When you a farmer and you farm, right, and you got like, you're gonna kill a cow or a pig, you don't just kill that cow and just take the fucking T-bone steak and throw the rest away. No, you eat that from head to toe, your whole family. And yes, it's the ones who don't like it be like, yeah, I can't wait till we finish this one off so we can get another one. And but you don't eat the like choice cuts and stuff like that. That's like killing the chickens and just eating the wings and throwing the rest away. You can't. Nah, y'all ate everything on that chicken. And that's how you do it. That's how you maintain your livestock. Dude, you just gonna slaughter? What are you, a caveman? Yo, nobody even realized that. They're like, oh, it's like food. You was a farmer and you was still doing it. It's not slave food. It was just the way you cook, and it became a delicacy. And every country has their own. Every race, every nationality has their delicacy. But they keep pushing that slave stuff with us. Every time we do all the stuff that we have from our past, they keep saying slave, and they keep having these paid freaking agents that we watch, and we like so proud of them because they are skin tone, and we like, oh yeah, they're the black doing it for the black nation. And they keep selling us and lying to us to keep killing ourselves, to keep starting it so we can have that slave mentality and following them. And that's what they've been doing for the longest. You got some cultures that eat bugs, dude, and that's there. They don't have to no more. But it's their culture. All these cultures have different types of food, dude. And we keep erasing our culture because they said it was wrong. And who said it was wrong? The ones they paid that look like us on TV. And they keep talking, and first they make sure that they have everything so that we can look at them and go, oh wow, I want to be like that. And then they tell them, listen, say this, and then they say it, and then we follow suit, just like slaves. And they've been doing it for the longest. As I said, they tested it with King. They put an athlete in them with King. They put an athlete with Malcolm X. I'm talking about Ali. You know, I'm not saying bad about Ali, but they saw us. We all like Ali. Ali was with X, you know, and X was using Ali like, oh, maybe he could get a lot of people to start listening as well, because they was turning people away from religious people too. Same thing with King, like, you know, don't join the churches, you know, and you know, he said maybe I could get the youth with Ali, and it was like, look, he's using a celebrity that we have, you know, and then they figured it out. All right, all we got to do is just get a celebrity, make one of them a celebrity, put them on TV, put them out there, and make them, and we give them praise. Just make them have everything. Make them inspire, and then we tell him what to do and what to say and how to do it. You know, and not saying Ali was an agent, but they noticed that we all fell in love with him, you know, and we all, you know, like the way he do things. We saw Jim Brown, we saw all of them. We was like, look at them. You know, I said, that's all we have to do. We don't have to put a religious leader in there because he'll be identified eventually. But a celebrity, we can keep him away from them. Tell them what we want, have them do whatever. And they doing that now. I mean, it's easy now. Now you don't have to be that famous. We just throw them up there and influence, you know. But that's our culture, guys. That's a culture food. You know, you don't have to eat it no more, but it wasn't slave food. It's a culture food. We have a culture that we have in America. People are, we lost our God, lost our culture. No, bro. We still got our God. We still got our culture. And I'm going to throw something else out there. Y'all keep talking about everybody in the past was black. Everybody in the past was us. That was us. So then we wrote the Bible, right? What are you doing? If all of that back in the past was us, then we wrote the Bible. It's our book. When they sold the slave Bible, right, a lot of words and things was thrown out of it. It was showing honor God. It was like showing honor the person who's above you. You know, the man. You know, dude, we got to start being more logical and realize that, yo, man, that's our culture. That's our American culture, our black American culture. You know, Africans have their culture. Black America has their culture. Man, we have done so much that we've been keep throwing it away. Keep throwing it away. As I said, like we used to call ourselves brother and sister. You know, and that was a term of endearment. They talk about nigga. It's a term of endearment. Nigga was a fighting word. We call somebody a nigga when you ready to hit them. We've been hitting each other all the time and not even feeling it. Like pretending like, oh, and we like, why I feel bad? Because it was brother and sister. You know what made people stop doing that? You know, a lot of racist folks used to say they call each other brother and sister because they didn't know where their father was. That was one of those jokes. And do you know it eventually erased from brother and sister? You know what? My generation, they used to try to push the word nigga on us for a long time with Richard Pryor, Red Fox, all of them. And now even time you describe a black man or a black person of color, you know, people say, was it a nigga? It's like, yeah, it's a nigga. Dude, we just took a so-called slave word and made it out. No. And they keep promoting it like that. Get the hell out of here. Then put a chain on your neck, put a chain on your feet and walk around like that then. And we fell for that shit. I can't believe it. We fell for it. Hell no. It's not no term of endearment. It's a disrespectful word. That man that they thrown in jail for whatever, he was right. That shit always been disrespectful. Just like any other curse word. And especially when we saying it to each other, man. I must laugh 1,000 times on that shit. Excuse my language, y'all. I'm just a little upset every time I think about it. Nah, brother and sister was respectful. Brother and sister, and didn't they take that word from us too and started using it for supremacy? Damn. We gotta stop that, y'all. Stop letting hate destroy what we did and who we are. You know, don't eat this, don't eat that because it was bad for you and this is bad. Don't do that, don't do that. But they didn't tell you to stop smoking weed, did they? They didn't tell you to stop doing drugs. That was the first thing they should have said. Stop that. But that was back in the days. That was pushed on us. Damn. I'd rather have somebody eat chitlins than shoot heroin in their damn arm. Smoke weed. It's from the earth. And so is collard greens. Damn. You got kids out here smoking. They don't even know what the hell they're doing. And then they ain't tell you to stop drinking. You know what? Let me point this out too. Some people could smoke, some people could drink, right? And they could do it for many years, break down later on or whatever, right? Or whatever. But then there's some people could do it once and they done. What I'm trying to say is, everybody's constitution is not the same. You know, not everybody could drink and be cool. There's people drink and just be cruel, you know? So not everybody could smoke weed and be cool, bro. There's some people smoke weed and become a monster. And they push that shit to the point of no limit on in movies. They got they got black folks sprung. Man, let me get started.